Mike and I are down on a lot of people today.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
We're down. I'm
you
down
gonna
on
do?
a lot of things. This chair is about, 15 feet off the ground because Christina Costanza was sitting in it.
Our director of marketing, Christina Costanza.
No one knows where that.
Too short for the chair. All right.
Christian coming in
The
hot.
volume was turned up to the max because Tina, like you, Mike, can't hear.
She can't hear.
Can't hear.
You might be onto something with me on that.
Yeah, you get bad hearing.
Yeah, you might be onto something, man.
You got bad hearing.
I like to blame the concussions that I suffered. I would like to think that, but you're probably dead wrong there.
Wow.
What is it? Tendonitis, right?
Another day. Mike and I are not invited to the dance, not invited to the table.
Hang on. Which one now?
A couple tables.
Yeah.
Mike and I don't get invited. It's fine. No problem.
Need a haircut, kid.
You do need a haircut. Mike Rizzo and Colin Russo. It is Christian Cat. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Streaming live on YouTube at ESPN South Florida, Twitter and Facebook at ESPN West Palm. 2 days removed from the Super Bowl, we are now into the alternative seasons outside of football.
Now, enlighten us what you were doing last night. Enlighten us what you were monitoring closely on that free ESPN app.
I do not have cable. That's number one. Number two is I do not have the FanDuel Sports app. All right? So I don't have the FanDuel Sports app, and I do not have cable. And I was intrigued in the Jazz-Heat game. Not specifically because of the Heat, but in addition to the Utah Jazz and how they handled their starting lineups. Why? Because I told Mike yesterday about the situation that happened on Saturday where the Jazz had a 17-point lead in the late third quarter against the Orlando Magic and sat most of their contributing starters for the entire fourth quarter and lost by 3 to the Magic in an active attempt to tank. So, Christian, Mike, Brian Rowitz, our content director, I texted them around maybe 9:30, 9:45. I go, guys, keep an eye on the Jazz this fourth quarter. Because if they don't play Yusuf Nurkic, if they don't play Jaren Jackson Jr., if they don't play Lauri Markkanen, then they're actively trying to tank, and I'm down on the NBA. They go the entire fourth quarter with Cody Simpson, Isaiah Collier, who starts?
Bryce Sensabaugh.
And that was it.
And Markkanen did not check back into the game or any of the starters.
Neither did Nurkic, neither did Jaren Jackson. They played two starters. And they played Ace Bailey. They won the game. They didn't want to win the game very clearly. And they still won the game and beat the Heat. So leave it to the Heat to not only lose to a team that is trying to tank, but I think this is reflective. This is starting to happen, Mike, consistently.
I'm not shocked at all. The regular season doesn't mean anything if you're the Utah Jazz. It means getting a lottery pick.
888-760-3776. We have tanking in the NBA.
Colin, it's either you're competing for one of the, 5 spots? Remind me what that godforsaken playing tournament is. 7, 8, 9, 10?
Yes.
7, 8.
Yeah,
all right.
4 teams
all
each.
Right. It's either you're competing for one of the 6 spots or you're tanking. Or there's a third option. You're the Miami Heat where you sit in the middle.
This is wrong. It's
dead wrong. It's the league. Blame your commissioner. Blame the esteemed Adam Silver, who has done his best to absolutely run that product into the ground. He has ran that product into the ground. For 10 years, for 12 years of my life, the NBA to me was must-watch TV. My boys and I watching Carmelo and Kobe on a TNT Thursday night, glued to the TV. Colin, I can't tell you the last time I watched a primetime regular season game that didn't involve the Cleveland Cavaliers, my hometown. Like, selfishly, I watch the Cavs because it's one of my teams. I can't tell you the last time I tuned in to an NBA game. I really can't. Colin, and I know a lot of people like that too. Why do we need to? Why do we need to watch that when teams like the Jazz are actively tanking? And then there's the whole load management thing. To be fair, the load management started with Pop, the Spurs, Tim Duncan, Manu on their back 9 of their career. But it's just, I don't think the commissioner has done a good job to take the game forward. If anything, we have a lot more questions than solutions. Say what you want about Manfred. He's sped up the game, and he has done great things for the game of baseball. And is there a lockout looming? I would say 90% absolutely. But we are judging on what these guys have done so far. Goodell, you think the NFL's in a good spot? Baseball has come a long way. Hockey, with their all-star game last year, the NBA is the league that you're sitting there going, all right, what's next for these guys outside of an irrelevant regular season and a whole lot of questions?
I was very bothered last night watching or paying attention to the game cast because I do not have FanDuel Sports Network, to the Heat and the Jazz. I was very bothered by that. Not because of a regular season, in a lot of ways, meaningless basketball game, but because of the principle that teams and coaches and active members of organizations are attempting to take their players out in the fourth quarter trying to lose.
And you said they asked
Will Hardy, the head coach,
Thank
after
you.
the game, about if he was ever on this fence of putting Lauri Markkanen back in the game, because it was a 2-point game the entire fourth quarter. It's a close game the entire fourth quarter. And then when they asked Will Hardy, well, you ever think about putting Lauri Markkanen, the Jazz's best player, back in the game in the fourth quarter? He goes, I was never thinking that. I wasn't going to put him back in. And he straight up said that candidly. So shame on Danny Ainge, the guys who run the team, run the organization. And it really is just a shame how that's going, because tanking is for the fans to root for. That's for the Miami Heat fan in Jupiter, the Miami Heat fan in Palm Beach Gardens, to root for the Heat, to get out of the play-in and embrace a tank. It's one thing to get rid of the stars. It's another thing to actively, in between games, to try to lose.
Yeah.
That is a major, major problem.
And Silver doesn't have the you-know-what to do anything about it.
Because he's too busy wanting to be friends with all the players and abiding by their rules and their protocols. And I'm not saying this is a player decision, because I'd actually make the argument the players play to win. They might not care about, playing every game, but if they're in the game, they're going to try to play hard and win, which is why Bryce Sensabaugh won them the game last night. But for organizations and front offices and coaches to be involved at this level, I know this is not the first time this has happened, but it is February 9th that we are dealing with this. The Wizards did it over the weekend as well. You're going to see more and more teams actively try to tank. Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan for the Sacramento Kings played 20 minutes last night outside of the 38 that other starters played. And I know the Kings couldn't win a game if they tried, but point being, the fact that this is happening is ridiculous. Can you imagine being a fan for a second? And if you're a big Utah Jazz fan, the Jazz get to come to the Miami Heat, once every so often, once a year, you get to go see the Utah Jazz play at the Miami Heat. And you want to go see Lauri Markkanen or whatever, for whatever reason.
Got a lot of questions if Markkanen's your favorite player in the NBA, but fair play to you.
And you want to go watch him, and you can't, or you do, and they tank the game and bank out in the fourth quarter, and the tickets are $200 a piece, $250 a piece for 4 seats. How can you justify that? Are we just and the funny part is, you play an 82-game season, 20 out of the 30 teams get into the postseason. 20 out of the 30. 2/3 of the league make it. The other third is trying to actively tank. Propping up other teams' win totals, and the other side trying to get bad draft picks. And then you enter into a lottery where the Dallas Mavericks, who traded their best player, gets with a 1% chance to get the number 1 overall pick. Get the number 1 overall pick. Probably in some sleazy deal, trading Luka Doncic to the Lakers, the prized possession, and getting Cooper Flag out of it.
And Kyle, that's not the first time that's happened.
I mean, the fact is that the NBA's resume, and I know Mike and I like to bash the NBA, but this is warranted. The NBA's resume the last, 6 months has been Kawhi Leonard is being paid under the table by the Clippers owner, circumventing the salary cap.
Whatever happened to that
Everybody
story,
went
by
quiet.
the way?
They kind of buried it, and they're waiting to the offseason to really come to a conclusion on that, because the Clippers are hosting All-Star Weekend, which is coming up this weekend. And then after that, you get Terry Rozier, who is indicted him and Antonio Blakeney, indicted in a major gambling scandal with shaving points, shaving game by game, and more stuff is going to come out about that.
And then also illegal poker games with Chauncey Billups being, the bait.
Who is an active NBA coach who is luring NBA players into fixed poker games. That's another one. I mean, if you go back 2 years, you had Ja Morant getting suspended by the league by 25 games for flashing weapons on an Instagram live stream.
And also the whole scene with him at the nightclub. What was it, Whistling Willie's? I mean, Colin, bad look after bad look for the NBA.
The play-in tournament's a waste of time. You had a great NBA final that was hurt with you have Achilles tears all over the place with major players.
Can we go back to the play-in tournament real quick? Here's my pushback. How many times have the Miami Heat been in the play-in tournament? The play-in tournament was added to give new teams chances of playoff-like atmosphere.
Yeah, it's the Bulls, Hawks, and the Heat
It's the
every year.
same teams every year. Clearly, it hasn't worked. Clearly, you're not giving more opportunities to up-and-coming teams when it's the same teams year in and year out. That's a joke.
And you get that, and then now you have teams that are actively trying to tank. And what I mean by that is they are not playing their starters in fourth quarters of regular season games in an attempt to lose. And if you want to sit there, look at the Jazz game. If you want to see the Jazz Heat and you're wondering, it's just a regular season game, nonsense, because it's happened 2 games in a row. And they didn't care, unapologetically. Everybody in the building knew they were trying to tank. Bam Adebayo said post-game that they were trying to tank. Bam Adebayo, they asked him. He said, this is a difficult situation. Like, why didn't you guys win this game? He goes, we got to figure out games to win where the other team is actively trying to lose. That's what you have to deal with. And the fact is that that's happening, and we're definitely not the only team where that's a deal. And I understand fans want to root for it. If you're a Heat fan, think good. Well, it's better than being in purgatory. Nonsense. Where is the competitive spirit? Where is you make millions and millions and millions of dollars to play in this league, and you're going to actively try to lose? That is wrong. And I know you could blame the Raiders for taking out Max Crosby. It happened in 3 total games in the NFL. In 180 games, 200 games. So it happened only a couple times. But the NBA, for this to happen all throughout the regular season, just because they have a fancy draft class coming in and these guys want to get a chance in a lottery system that is made to combat tanking, that is unethical and, in my opinion, needs to be dealt with. If I'm Adam Silver, I do not know how you let this go without punishment.
The sad part is, Colin, they're doing exactly what they need to do. And that's the issue.
They're
doing exactly what they need to do.
It doesn't matter. It's where's the competitive spirit of these teams? These players, this is the coaches willingly holding out the best players on the court so they could lose games.
They acquired Jackson.
That is good in video games, in Madden, when you want to get a bad, fine. But that is not okay for professional sports leagues that rely on people watching the games and people showing up and paying their hard-earned money to watch players play. It's the same concept with load management. You want to criticize players for load managing, then criticize teams for trying to lose. It's the same concept. So I do not like the fact that the Jazz are doing this. And in my opinion, they have a 1 through 8 protected pick. So if they have the 1 through 8 pick, then if they go higher than that, then it goes to OKC. If they get 1 through 8, they keep it. I would pull it. Take that pick. Nope. See ya. Active tanking, take their first-round pick. That's what I would do. And that's it. You want to combat it quickly. That's how you do it. If the whole idea is to reward the bad teams with good draft picks, then reward the bad teams with good draft picks. Don't reward the semi-bad teams who are actively trying to lose. That is not the right way to do it.
No. Colin, you and I, both Uber sports fans, our friends, Uber sports fans. And listen, I asked my buddies, I'm like, guys, NBA, they go, Mike, we don't care until the playoffs. I said, you have no interest in watching a regular season basketball game. I go, on average, I asked about 10 of my friends, how many regular season NBA basketball games are you watching? They say under 3. And that's an issue. And the thing is, the NBA signed all these giant TV contracts, right? Nobody's watching. And I know nobody cares about ratings. Nobody cares to hear how many. Colin and I love this stuff. All right, the fact of the matter is the NBA on Wednesday, Thursday, whatever nights that they have, it's not doing well. All right? And when they revisit the table and they look at how many people are watching these games, I'm interested to see what the numbers are going to be. I'm interested to see if people like Amazon and ESPN and huge conglomerates are going to be coming to the table, hand over fist, begging for this product. Why the hell do you want a game? How about this? Amazon, all right? I'm searching Amazon. I watch a ton of stuff on Amazon, all right? TV shows, my anime's on there, the whole thing. I see it's Suns and Warriors. I click on it for 3 minutes. Steph Curry's not playing. There are 3 guys for Phoenix that aren't playing, and I'm watching Dylan Brooks go iso ball with a player for the Warriors, a point guard for the Warriors that I've never heard of in my life. I couldn't turn it off fast enough. That is what the league has turned into in the regular season.
Again, the product can stink on the court, but when teams are actively trying to lose, the regular season's in the gutter. Mike's right. The regular season's already in the gutter, but now you're delegitimizing it. Now there's a sense that the actual teams don't care about it either. That is ridiculous. That should be fixed. And it just goes to show in the grand scheme that this is just another blemish on a bad resume for the NBA's part this entire year. They've had a terrible year with all these stories, and I was really annoyed with a regular season Jazz Heat game where they were not playing their starters in the fourth quarter. Just in an attempt to lose. I hope that Adam Silver, if he had any stones, pull the draft pick and punish the team. Find the owner. Punish the team. Suspend Danny Ainge, because I know it's Danny Ainge's move. Who runs the team?
It'll never happen.
Do it. Do it. Because what good does it do anybody other than maybe the Jazz? What good does it do the league macro for teams that try to lose? What good does it do anybody other than maybe the Jazz getting a better opportunity to get the number 1 overall pick?
And who are they going to get with the number 1 pick, Colin?
A guy who doesn't want to play, which will be another story for another day. We'll get to that eventually.
Fair enough.
So I was so frustrated. Not only and the weird part is the Heat won the game. So why am I getting all worked up about a game where the Heat won? Well, the principle stands. Because I'd actually make the argument players want to win. Players are in the game, they're going to try to win. The NFL's the same way. There's a reason that the Giants win meaningless games every year because the players have incentives. They want to win games. They want to get stats. It's important to them for contract negotiations. I am so distraught just thinking of the idea of teams in February trying to lose.
Didn't the Heat lose to the Jazz, by the way? Regardless.
No, they beat the Jazz. The Jazz won last night. You're right. Yes.
Colin, I don't think it's going to get addressed because Adam Silver, he's not going to do anything about it. What does he need? You said there are rules in place for lottery and tanking. Explain. If you know off the top of your head, I'm going to need you to explain that to me. What are the rules in place for tanking? Like you said that there are rules in place in the lottery.
The whole idea of a lottery is you don't just lose the most amount of games and then automatically get the first overall pick.
Right.
NFL
you got
teams
to win
don't
the
do
lottery.
That. You got to win the lottery.
Is it ping pong ball? So
yes.
Regardless, it's not going to change because a team like the Jazz, who are doing their best to acquire talent, what do they get? They got Jaren Jackson. They're looking for years to come. And what I meant when I said, "Hey, they're doing exactly what they need to do." That's how the league is set up.
Yeah,
that's how the league is set up. That's what we have let this become. Sitting players and not playing guys when they're healthy and available. That is what this league has turned into. I can't help but to blame the commissioner.
Yeah, just shame on them. Shame on them. Really. I mean, such a really bothersome problem. And I do think that it stains it a little bit because the postseason is great in the NBA. The postseason is excellent. A lot of fun. Those matchups in the first round and throughout are going to be really good, especially in the Eastern Conference. But the fact is that teams are actively trying to lose. Is it happening in the MLB? Oh, no. They might sell. Selling is one thing, but actively trying to lose is another thing in the game. You know, they kick guys out of leagues for shaving points to get money out of it for gambling. But tanking is all good. Hey, Terry Rozier, if he gets convicted of this, will never see an NBA game again.
Who is the Toronto player, too, that got
Jonte Porter
got
in
thrown
jail.
out of the league?
Thrown out of the league.
And in jail.
Done. I mean, how much different is guys betting on games and shaving points? How much different is that from tanking?
And you've seen it in the MLB with Emmanuel Clase and Louis Ortiz.
They got thrown out of the league before you could blink.
Right.
But all of a sudden, tanking's going to be allowed? Yeah. Is that a joke? Really?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not making a couple grand on the money line, so therefore it's not a big deal. It's the same concept. It's anti-competitive. That's the whole reason why point shaving is a big problem. It's anti-competitive. That is ridiculous. I would weirdly enough, they should get multiple. They should at the end of the season, they should suspend Kawhi for taking money under the table.
Oh, it'll never.
They should find the Jazz, find the Wizards. You know, the Wizards, they went and acquired Anthony Davis at the deadline and shut him down for the entire year.
And what was the injury?
It's his finger. What are we doing?
Yeah, he was going to get injured anyway, right?
Fine. Let him get injured.
It's that league, Colin. I'm making
Shut
light
him
of
down.
it.
God.
It's that league, dude. If he would have played, he would have got injured. So let me get this straight. The Wizards traded for the most injured-prone player, man,
And
arguably
they got Trae Young, too.
in the history of the league. They shut him down because they're gearing up for next year, and they want a lottery pick.
That is right.
And
Trae Young, who hasn't played since Christmas, also shut down.
that's two teams now who are preparing for the lottery. That's
More
the
than
Jazz,
that, Sacramento's
and that's the
preparing
Wizards.
for the lottery. I mean, we could go more than that. Sacramento, Brooklyn. I mean, Brooklyn's winning, but
We need to win that over.
they won. They won yesterday.
Yeah, okay,
so we're in
good,
shape.
good.
But it's still, these teams are. That's a disgrace. That's anti-competitive. And if you're a fan thinking, well, good, I wish the Heat would do that. Well, I understand your point as a fan. Fans can think that teams should not do it.
So Kings, Pelicans, Pacers, Wizards, at least Brooklyn's playing their players, right?
It's anti-competitive.
That's where we're at this point with this league.
How are you going to spend millions and millions of dollars on sports leagues, on players, on franchises, and you're not going to play competitively?
Do I need to get out of my chair nowadays when I'm watching an NBA game and applaud coaches for playing their players? Applaud them in the fourth quarter. You know what? Thank you, sir. Thank you for not actively trying to tank.
Bam
I
Adebayo
appreciate it.
strictly said after the game, that we need to win games where teams on the other side are trying to lose. Said that. And he's referring to the Jazz. And it's not going to end with them. If this goes unpunished, it will continue. 888-760-3776, the number to get into the program on Russo and Rizzo today. We'll go to New Jersey. Colin, New Jersey, welcome into the program. What do you got for us?
Hey guys, I listen on the NBA and this the lottery. Listen, I think the lottery was put in place for teams down the stretch not to tank back in the 80s, and now it's gone the other way, But what irks me is about all this is that there is a race in the East between the Pistons, the Knicks, and the Celtics, and those three teams are playing their starters.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Mikal Bridges has not missed a game, I think, in the last 2 seasons or so.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, teams like Utah are doing that and all that, but you know what? But the seeding in the East, to me, especially between the Knicks and the Boston Celtics, are very important, and those two teams are playing the play because they want that number two seed.
Appreciate the call, Colin. Thank
Thanks,
you for
Colin.
chiming in.
Well, yeah, I mentioned earlier in the show, Colin, you're either competing for 1 through 6 or you're tanking, or you're a weird team like the Miami Heat that's in the play-in tournament every single year. The same suspects are in the play-in tournament in the Eastern Conference every single year. That is a problem. So you're either competing 1 through 6, tanking, or just in absolute sports hell where the Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls are just in absolute mediocrity.
If you're wondering if the NBA is in a good spot right now, it is in a terrible spot, and it's because of situations like this. And you could blame you could blame parity, you could blame the stars not sitting out. The biggest problem is tanking. That to me is so anti-competitive, it will tune fans out. Because why would they pay money to go to the game?
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna. Why would we pay money to go to the game? And weirdly enough, the NBA made a ton of money on their TV contracts. So you wonder if it'll ever come to bite them. Maybe it never will. But oh my God, dude, should that go punished? And that's why Adam Silver is by far not even close, country mile, the worst commissioner in American sports.
College basketball weeknights are outdoing the NBA
They
right
are
now.
by numbers. They are. Friday nights are too, but not high.
I digress.
Down on the NBA.
Very much
down
so.
on tanking.
And
down on the Utah Jazz.
And
they deserve to get no picks.
And we're down on Adam Silver, who's going to do nothing about it.
Didn't do anything about Kawhi
How's the All-Star weekend going to be? I can't wait for that to blow up in our face.
this weekend. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat will do a little top 10 action on the other side of things. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Before we get to that, here's where you could actually watch people compete and watch people play hard. Because next week, we'll be there live, and I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. But we'll have the Delray Beach Open coming back to Delray Beach. So just south of here, you'll see some of the top players in the world. Tennis on the Ave going head-to-head, and we're giving away 2 tickets. 2 tickets to what? 2 tickets to the best seats in the house, quote-unquote, which is actually located inside of a BMW on the court of the DBO. So you want to watch tennis? Yeah, you go get a seat. But if you want to watch it from the court inside a brand new BMW, you get a chance to call now. 888-760-3776. Caller number 8 will get these tickets, and they're for next Monday. Next Monday, best seats in the house at the Delray Beach Open. 2 tickets inside the BMW. Let me get this straight. There is a BMW on the court, and you are sitting inside it watching the Delray Beach Open. Next Monday, 2 tickets, 888-760-3776 for next Monday. So stay tuned for that. That is going to be on the 16th of February at the Delray Beach Open. That's 888-760-3776. 2 tickets to the Delray Beach Open next Monday. Stay tuned. Caller number 8. It's ESPN 1063.
The 4 p.m. hour on ESPN 1063 is served by the Delray Beach Open. 140 miles per hour aces, parties, and all the good vibes. Get your tickets today at DelrayBeachOpen.com.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 1063 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 27 national championships, including their 3rd championship in women's soccer. Visit KUCHawks.com for the latest on the championship athletic programs at Kaiser University.
Good luck surviving the off-season, football fans.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Football's over, it's like a part of me just died inside. 200 days till football's back, but tonight I won't just cry, cause I've got a ways to play. And that's the place with Hard Rock Bet, I will survive.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Experience the world's premier equestrian event right here in Wellington, Florida. The Winter Equestrian Festival brings together Olympic and world champion riders and horses from all around the globe for 13 weeks of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit wellingtoninternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
Chris in West Palm calls in. He's our lucky caller to get the best seats in the house at the DBO next Monday. And the first question, before he even said, "Oh, I got my tickets," before he even said that, he goes, "How does Colin have this job without cable television?"
Well, Christian, did you let Chris know that I offered him cable?
He's a big fan of the show, big fan of the station, and he's like, we all cave to it. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well,
some of us
hang
cave.
on.
Some of us cave.
Hold on. Colin bootlegs cable from his parents.
That's certainly a way to put it. Here's what I need. I have ESPN, which I pay.
Bootleg.
I pay for Amazon. I pay for ESPN. But the Fox app, the CBS app, I log in through the Optimum that my parents have.
What about NBC? Peacock.
Peacock? I have Peacock.
You don't have
And then,
Paramount? You don't have Paramount?
Paramount is CBS. That's
So-
CBS. So that's okay. Yeah, we had Paramount because of that. But yeah. And then Fox logged in via the Optimum.
Okay.
ESPN you need to get because they want ESPN Plus. And what else do you need? Netflix I have. That's for sports. And then the HBO Max I have too.
Christian, my head is spinning like a top here.
Did you hear about the news about MLB TV this year?
It's going through the ESPN app, right?
Yeah. Big Brother's going to.
Now, Christian, walk me
And
through
it's $150 for the year, I believe, in addition to the money you'll pay for ESPN monthly.
So to watch the Guardians, all right, out of market, Christian, I have to do what?
You already
Did you read
are
this? Did you read this? I did not.
You have to go
I
to the MLB TV, which ESPN acquired.
So every year, here's what I would do. I would get the MLB at bat and split it with 3 buddies. That's no longer, I can't do that anymore.
I don't know enough about that.
Okay. So the at bat. So what would happen was the at bat app. I can't watch the nationally televised games, but good news is I am a sucker and I love capitalism. I pay for YouTube TV, so I have all the natty televised games as it is.
Do you have the Apple games?
I do pay for Apple.
I do not
pay for Apple.
So I get burned there on Friday. And it's only on Friday nights. It's a couple of them a year. But I do get burned.
Partner, let's put it this way.
You got it?
I have
You don't
it.
got to ask.
Don't ask. I have the subscription and YouTube TV. All right. So you're telling me I got to pay more to kick back to the mothership? Meaning ESPN?
You pay for ESPN regardless, likely monthly.
I play for play.
Do you have ESPN Plus?
Yes, I pay for ESPN Plus, Hulu. I pay for ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. I did the 3-way bundle.
Yes.
Okay.
The bundle's great.
The bundle is awesome.
So you have the bundle, but now you're going to need to pay an additional $150 just for the season pass.
Okay, and I watch the game on the ESPN app instead of the MLB app on my TV.
It really is comparable because I believe the at-bat season pass was about $350, I want to say.
For what?
The MLB at-bat? What
No,
was it, about $300?
I think it was $150.
Was it $150 last year?
Or is it $150 after you split it?
Let me go back.
I want
to
to say
because
I get automatically. I usually got automatically charged. I believe it was like.
Let me get. Hold on.
My girlfriend's college roommate was a T-Mobile person, or at least her parents were.
Okay.
So I get that password. Like apparently T-Mobile customers get a free thing. So I've been living off of that for 9 years.
A free what?
MLB TV.
Oh, really?
All
It
right,
comes
no.
included.
Okay. Joe Rizzo, 50 credits, please. It was 50. So it was $150 for the at bat.
Yeah. So they didn't
last
change
year.
the price, but you still have to pay for ESPN.
Okay, so
It'd be about double. It would be about double.
I'm still very confused, and I'm so sorry.
You
I'm
have
still
to pay
confused.
for ESPN monthly, right?
Okay.
You
I
do.
pay for ESPN Plus,
right.
correct.
So you need to have ESPN,
Okay.
and then you need to have MLB TV. So you're going to pay the $150 in addition to the monthly bill you have for ESPN. You'll pay a one-time $150. So
For
$150
MLB.
and then
Okay.
30 times 6 months, what the MLB season is.
All right, good.
180.
Here's
Here's about 330.
So it's going to be the same for Mike Rizzo because I've been paying for ESPN Plus for how long has it been a shtick? 5 years. Okay, I've been paying for ESPN Plus for that long, so it didn't change for me. It changed for everybody who doesn't
unless
pay
you
for
can't log into the same account.
Yeah, that'd be rough. Then I would have to pay $150. Which listen.
I'd pay for that. I think that's worth it. I think that's a worth it.
It is, and as much baseball as I watch, absolutely.
And think about as many people that are listening and watching right now. I imagine that most are not Marlins fans, so this affects everybody.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty annoying.
By the way, Sammy checking in on the YouTube stream. He says, I thought streaming was supposed to do away with paying for things you didn't need. Now we're back to square one. Laugh out loud.
Right.
Yeah, I've got no rebuttal for Sammy.
I really don't either. Sammy, I hope you're into FA Cup football because that's a big reason I have ESPN Plus.
Okay.
FA Cup football, which my tournament was knocked out 7 months ago against Grimsby Town, but fair play.
Well, I watch the PGA Tour before it goes to the Golf Channel and before it goes to CBS on the weekends. All of that coverage, like from the mornings on Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday and Sunday, is on ESPN Plus.
Yeah,
So you need the ESPN Unlimited plan, not just ESPN Plus. You need the ESPN Unlimited
money.
plan in addition to the $150 per season for new subscribers and $135 for returning.
They need more money? They need more money.
They're going to
from
come
me.
knocking on your door, Mike.
They need to pay
They
the
need more
NBA's
money.
bills. They need to pay
Don't worry. They're not knocking on my door. They're going to knock on Colin's door.
They need to pay the NBA's bills.
Yeah, correct, because no one's watching it.
Wow.
I thought ESPN was losing baseball.
Yeah, they let baseball. Baseball needs to come up with a new. They have a weird thing. They have Fox for the World Series. They have a couple back and forth here and there. ESPN's gonna have some games and some control, but they're backing off quite a bit.
So
yeah.
Isn't that remarkable to, while do that, also take over MLB TV?
Yeah, they're not completely out on baseball very clearly with this, but yeah, in terms of broadcasting games, they are doing considerably
All
less.
right. Last time. ESPN Unlimited, okay?
Yeah.
Which I do not have.
And
by the way.
I don't have. I'm going to have to get that. And $150 to the MLB at bat,
Yes.
and then I can have it.
Mm-hmm. Then you're welcome. Like,
Then
come on
I
in.
can-
Water's fine.
Have you ever seen that meme where the kid is like letting people into the club? Do you know it? Anyone
Yes.
know it? Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Wearing all black,
All right,
maybe
correct.
a gold
And so
chain.
if you're confused on
Great meme, Christian.
on the
Great
ESPN
meme.
Plus, the ESPN Unlimited. So quietly, it started with the Australian Open in tennis because I did notice this.
Oh, God, they finally paywall that. Now it costs me baseball. They finally paywall that godforsaken
Everything's got a
tennis.
price.
Everything goes back to tennis. All right, keep going, Colin.
They started there in January, and ESPN Plus quietly moved to ESPN Unlimited. Since the app's launch in August, only certain paid TV providers have been able to authenticate their subscribers into ESPN Unlimited. Outside of that, you'd have to pay the money monthly for ESPN Unlimited.
Put that in terms which I can understand.
ESPN Plus is cheaper per month than ESPN Unlimited. You're going to need to upgrade your plan to ESPN Unlimited.
Thank you.
Wow.
Well, my brother's going to be very upset. They see me. My brother's like you guys. He blames me. All right. He blames the suckers like me because I am apparently the person that lets everyone get away with this. When I mean everyone's streaming services and stuff. I need to watch everything. Who called Chris in West Palm? Chris, brother, I got everything. I pay for
I don't
everything.
need
I pay
cable.
out of
What
the
do you
world.
need cable for?
The NCAA tournament, NFL.
Which is all on HBO Max and the NCAA website. Which is all like that's HBO Max.
I need the
Impractical Jokers.
Can I be completely honest?
I
with
don't need that.
I
Go
do
ahead.
not need that either. If I could be I want the closest thing that I grew up with where I could go on a guide and find
Yeah, it's
everything
easy.
I need.
I think you
Easy.
can
That's
do that.
why I do. But at the same time, like YouTube TV, and I have no problem shouting it out. I think it's the best in the world right now with the multi-boxes.
Especially when they raise their prices.
And the 75-inch TV that I have. It's like I got 4 screens on at once. Fair play to you. But
We missed a lot of Monday Night Football
it's
games
easy.
this year.
Yes. What was it? College. I lost my.
Texas,
I was
Ohio
ready to.
State, right? Wasn't it like at the deadline?
Correct. The final hour, they figured something out. And that, you know me, if I can't watch my Buckeyes, they're going to be hell to pay.
I agree. YouTube
I'll tell
TV,
you
I
what.
think, is
No
better
one's
than
thinking about
anyone.
Ohio
I think
State.
I think
No
you
one time
I think
cares.
YouTube TV is a joke, my personal opinion. But,
It's the best product around.
hey, they charge you an arm and a leg for it.
Correct. And I happily pay it because it's very easy. And I can let 2 people on it. My mother has cable. And fair play to my brother who makes more money than every single person on the. For somehow, some way, I pay for my brother's cable. Fair play to you, Joe. Fair play to you.
Are they ever going to paywall the Super Bowl? Asks USF.
Huh. You tell me.
Yeah, probably.
So
Eventually.
I'm going to have to buy the Super Bowl app.
No, you'll probably.
They're going to come with a Super Bowl app, Christian.
If Netflix goes to the NFL and says, I'll pay you $5 billion for a singular Super Bowl, are they going to say no? Or like for 5 Super Bowls in rotation? Are
I
they gonna
got
say no?
I got Netflix. You kids don't have Netflix?
That's not the point.
Point is, that's what they could do. The money will talk.
Now,
eventually. They're
Netflix.
absolutely.
Do you
gonna
want to
that.
know who's stingy about people logging in? Is Netflix.
Oh, yeah, I've been burned.
My mother is the only one who has Netflix.
I got Netflix on the ads, and they got ads 6
Oh, dude,
times an
forget it,
episode.
but you're
6 times an
all right,
episode.
I'm a sucker. All right, that's a sucker move.
That's not a sucker move.
Yes, it
To
is.
spend less?
Yes,
You know,
it
it's
is.
double the money
Yes, it is.
for the non-ads. Just sit
Perfect.
through the
No,
advertisements.
absolutely not. I have no time. I have no time for
You have
ads
no
on a streaming
tolerance.
service.
You have no tolerance for
Dude, I am
time.
so
You have plenty of
Christian.
time. You know,
Christian,
it's
my
a it's a tolerance.
Somehow, some way, quickly, the anime that I watch, all right, Crunchyroll is where I watch it all.
Yes.
Colin, somehow, some way, my account didn't renew the premium, and I was on the silver plan. A commercial came up. You should have seen my reaction. If there was a camera, it would have went viral. It would have went viral, my reaction to an ad coming up on a 20-minute show. I couldn't switch back to the gold Bunderdew fast enough.
Amazon Prime's bad with the ads too.
Oh, dude.
They start your if you're watching something, they start the episode of the movie with like 4 minutes of advertisement.
I'll do that if there's nothing in the middle. I prefer to do all
because
front.
then you just not you
But
play
here's
it
the
and then you
issue.
go
To Colin's
organize what you
point,
got to do.
I pay for the premium Bunderdew, and I still have to skip. Like, come on, man. Like,
It's ridiculous because I don't know why Mike's complaining because whatever top tier bundle they're going to offer, you're going to pay
hang on.
for it.
You
are
guys
going to
all
pay for it.
hang on. Christian, how's the YouTube premium, partner?
Dude,
Doing you
man,
good?
I made
You
the
like it?
conversion 3 months ago.
Oh, okay. So
Oh, you
you're a
bought it
believer
too.
now. You're a
It's
believer
incredible, dude.
a waste of
now. It's
time.
so much better.
You know
I'm
how
on a
much
bunch of
I-
flights so I can download videos to just watch it on
Isn't
the
it
plane.
amazing, Christian?
Like, the time doesn't
Life-changing.
exist anymore.
Life-changing.
I listen to a lot of music on YouTube as well, and I will listen through those advertisements. Absolutely no problem. And they're getting worse with the advertisements. It's getting 15-second no
Awful.
skip, 35-second no skip. It's getting worse.
That's a poor move.
Christian, I was
Music
high-
on YouTube?
Yeah, I like. You know
You
what I
don't
like
do
listening
Apple
to?
Music? You don't do
no,
Apple
I
Music?
I have Apple Music. I have Apple Music, but I like listening to music in concerts. Weirdly enough, I like listening to music. In concerts.
I was
All the
high.
time.
I was big dogging in Tampa. So we were at an after hours. Don't ask me
Did
what
you
time
say you
it
were
was.
big dogging with YouTube Premium?
Hang on. Let me tell the story,
Did I
brother.
get that right?
I was
Yes.
big dogging.
With YouTube Premium.
We were at, like I said, don't ask me what time it was. We were at an after hours, and they're like, Riz, play a song on the TV. Okay, guy, what do you want? YouTube? What do you got? They throw on YouTube, and when you go to someone's YouTube homepage, you know if they're on it or not. And trust me, this person was on YouTube with all the, the suggested stuff that he had. I go out there, I type in, I put the song on that everyone wanted. Ad. I go, dude, it's 2026. You don't have YouTube Premium? I was big dogging. I logged into my YouTube account.
Oh, what a waste of time.
So we didn't have to listen to
Well, I know-
35
who's the
minutes
real
of ads
sucker?
and a 2-hour.
You know who's a real sucker? You are because you didn't log out, did you?
Oh, I logged out. You kidding me?
Did you?
Oh yeah. You remember, I don't drink, brother. Sober as a judge.
Like Fort Knox.
This wasn't one of those things where drunk Rizzo, giving out free YouTube.
You
no.
can't. You Mike, you have no hill to stand on with the
Why?
complaining because you pay for it.
I'm like, dude, how
Happily.
I looked at my
pay
buddy.
for it happily.
I said it's 2026. How don't you have YouTube Premium?
You're going to pay for
You had
Hulu
no answer.
Premium, Hulu Premium,
No,
HBO Max
Well,
Premium.
my Bunderdew makes me not have to watch ads with Hulu.
888-760-3776. Number to get into the program. We'll go to Riviera Beach. Leo in Riviera Beach, welcome in. What do you got for us?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. I just gotta say, I'm 38, but I feel like I'm 83 because I feel like get off my lawn guy. I hate all the streaming services. Give me good old like Comcast. I have Hulu, ESPN, and doggone Disney Plus for my kid. And I just can't stand it because now I got to switch to Netflix to watch a football game. Back when the Chiefs played last year or 2 years ago in the playoffs, they're telling me it's going to be on Netflix or whatever. And then I just can't stand it. I just wish that it was just all in one place. It's just all in one place.
Leo, is there any of those apps that you have foot in the sand you're not budging on that you don't have that is in a lot of ways a necessity for sports fans?
Well, now you're telling me with the MLB, I miss the days. Even down here, Rizzo, I could get WGN, and I knew I was going to be able to watch the Cubs.
Yep.
Or if I'm a Marlins fan, so we had Sunshine Sports Network down here. I could watch it every time the Marlins were playing. We could watch. Now I can't even watch Marlins games down here. Like, it's crazy to think about that, and it just throws me off. Like baseball now, and then watch now the playoffs, MLB playoffs. At one point, we're probably not going to be able to watch it on ESPN or whatever or wherever. But so now when you guys were saying all that, you got to get ESPN Unlimited just to get MLB TV to be able to watch the games, like that doesn't even that's just making nickel and dime and just a nickel and dime you. And I just can't stand it. I just don't want to. Like sometimes I hate the simulation, and I just want to go back to where it's like TV Guide. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming games on at 7, I could crack open a cold one and sit down and watch the game and switch back between whatever I want to watch and switch back and forth easily.
Not wrong. Not wrong. There's nothing for the fans nowadays. None of this is for the fans.
Now,
It's to squeeze every last dollar out. It's
Now,
not for the fans.
I know Leo doesn't want to hear this, but Christian, I believe through YouTube TV, if you purchase the extra Marlin and Heat Bunderdew, you'll be able to, switch through them and.
Mike,
just got to pay. You can have what you want. You just got to pay.
Mike, did we talk about the jailbroken Amazon Fire Sticks? That's a thing. That's like a very hot market on the black market. Is the jailbroken where you can watch like the local news in Utah if you plug it into your TV.
Now, I also heard that PlayStation 5s are now being jailbroken, and there's nothing PlayStation can do.
Yeah,
that feels like a bomb.
illegal
Are you serious?
streaming-
Yep.
Illegal
Christian,
streaming is at an all-time high.
It's making the fan a loud noise. It's
and
doing
it's
too
like,
much.
It's like a hardware thing. So, like, PlayStation, like, there's like, if you do it, like, apparently PlayStation can't do anything about it.
Whoa.
But, like, obviously the new ones that they're going to be putting out on the market won't have the software issue or the hardware issue.
Did you ever have friends or people in high school that had jailbroken phones?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, where like you shake it and like the apps fall down to the bottom of it.
It was so aesthetic for no reason. It had absolutely no functional capability other than like a couple.
Like this wallpaper
It
is
was
sick.
like
It's
displays.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was like displays.
Yeah, it
you
was
know?
a waste of time.
And it ruined a phone for me. So I never, was out.
They do it with the Fire Sticks. People will
illegal streaming is just going to continue to skyrocket. Jailbroken stuff is going to continue to skyrocket based on this.
And you know what? Dana White got out of that pay-per-view game probably because he was getting strong-armed by illegal streams.
Yeah,
he used to
absolutely.
say that he
Not
used to
even a
dominate
question.
the illegal streams, shut them all down. He was bullying them into a pulp and bring them down. But Dana White kind of bowed to the mob and said, all right, I can't actually fight the pay-per-views.
You will not
All right,
beat that.
guys.
You will not beat that. And going to Paramount Plus is the best move UFC ever made.
All right, so boys, my
Another streaming.
my Gmail, where I buy and have like everything, on, the 3 emails that I got during this, ClevelandGuardians.tv is now available. Watch Guardian games all season long. Spirit Airlines, thaw out of the $36 spring fares. Book now.
That's actually a good deal.
LG Electronics, best in tech event. Save up to 40%. Colin might be onto something. These people love me.
Oh, I'm with you too.
They love you.
They love me. Colin, they love me because I'll buy it. They love me because I'll buy it. And you know what? If I'm that guy, fair play, dude. I need to be able to watch it. I need to be able to watch my
If
stuff.
there's a toll you could drive under, you'll do it. If there's a more expensive option you could exhaust, you will do it. But one thing you'll do if you have the money to spend is probably because you're making money on the Hard Rock Bet app, which you could download today on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Hard Rock Bet is your place to get involved in just about every single game. If you're betting on game-by-game player props on the college basketball or the NBA side of things, if you want to bet on the MLB futures with pitchers and catchers reporting this week, if you want to bet on futures with the NFL, we will get into our way too early 2026, 2027 NFL power rankings coming up next. You can bet on all this on the Hard Rock Bet app, and you don't even know what to bet game by game. Winter Olympics are going on. You can do all of this on the app. Bet just $5 on the app. If you win, you get bonus bets added to your account, profit boosts, and promos all available throughout. Check out the Discover page, see other users' bets, put together a parlay, have some fun with it. It is Hard Rock Bet, offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus. Physically present in Florida. The wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're somebody who knows a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. Colin, Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. We'll do a little top 10 on the other side of things. It's Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 1063.
It's even better. For a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Been a car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall. My friends Mark Anajar, Anglin Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. They're the type that like to fight for you. They don't even charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. You do a fender bender on the highway, don't settle for just any attorney. Go get the best. Go get Anajar and Levine. Take that one phone call. Take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call with a free consultation today. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control of Anajar and Levine. Colin, Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. It's that time of the year. We're all thinking about the power rankings. Let's get to it. Our top 10 presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage.
Who's moving up?
You know that they're not distracted.
Who's moving down?
I cannot take this serious. That's my personal opinion.
It's time for the Russo and Rizzo Power Rankings.
Yeah.
Presented by
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Folks, you know Good Greek. You see those yellow trucks around town. If you're moving soon, I do not want you to stress at all, because what you're going to do, you're going to call Spiro and Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long-distance moves, Spiro's got you from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and sports teams like the Miami Heat. And I'll tell you what, the UFC, guess who their official movers are? Good Greek. For 2 decades straight, they have been doing their thing. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free for the world's only total relocation company that is Good Greek Moving and Storage. Go to GreekMoving.com for more information. That is GreekMoving.com for more information.
All right, 2025 NFL season is over. Let's get to 2026. We'll knock this out. All right, we're way ahead of time. We don't even know how free agency is going to play out. We don't even know how the draft is going to play out. Heck, we don't even know if half of the players on rosters are still going to be on rosters after the new league year starts. But let's get into our top 10 power rankings, looking ahead way too early into 2026.
And we're going to work our way from number 1 and work our way down. Now, Colin, do you put the defending Super Bowl? In my opinion, I don't see how you don't put the Seahawks here.
Absolutely.
A dominant defensive performance in the Super Bowl. I blame New England's offense more than anything, neither here nor there. But we have to mention the champs at number 1. They are at the top of the pedestal. Let's move on to number 2. I think this is where the Rams check in.
I don't think you put the Rams here. I think you put San Francisco here.
You're going to have to explain this one to me.
Younger, healthy, great coach. They got Raheem Morris taking over as defensive coordinator duties. And they won with the misfit toys last year, and they're going to be healthy again. That's why I think so.
The loss in the playoffs, I'm really sour about it.
I just look at the Rams. Let's think about the Rams. Devontae Adams is old. Matthew Stafford is old. They have young defensive talent.
Defense is good, Kyle.
Defense is good. But
offensive line good enough.
Rob Havenstein, who is their mainstay offensive tackle, just retired about 5 minutes ago.
I like their backs.
Yeah, right. I mean, they're just old.
McVay,
it's old.
God, 49ers. I don't think I'm there.
All right. And then you want to go in a different direction? Because I think you got to think about teams that are healthy, that are back in the fold. Like, Philadelphia is going to be high in this list.
Yeah, they are. And I would even consider putting them high. If it's not the Rams, I would probably say the Eagles.
Because the Rams, I'm thinking about that's 2025. I'm thinking about what it's going to look like next year. Maybe it's unfair. I mean, seeing how the San Francisco 49ers went 12-5 with the roster they did. I know they had an easy schedule.
Now, how low? Let me ask you this: how low are the Rams? Are they even top 5 to you?
Yeah, it's a top 5 team.
Okay,
top
all right.
5 or
then
6.
I don't mind. If you're big on Niners here,
the way I view it is they didn't. I mean, Trent Williams was hurt for a period of time last year. Brock Purdy missed 6 games. I mean, McCaffrey played the whole way, but they didn't have Fred Warner the whole year. They didn't have Nick Bosa the whole year. They're going to get healthier
Now,
and that's a team that always drafts well and always develops well.
For number 3 here, can we do the Rams? Can we do the Eagles? How high are you on the Texans? Are you that down on Stroud?
Oh, I'm not putting the Texans anywhere near this.
Okay.
I'd listen to Philadelphia before they get to Rams. Tell me on the why the Rams right before Philadelphia here.
I think with Stafford has shown, and listen, I was the one, Colin, who told you 2 years ago, hey, is it maybe time to think about life after Matthew Stafford? I still think Stafford is probably going to be a pretty damn good quarterback next year.
He just won the MVP.
McVay's going to be in the mix. His teams are always in the mix. The defense is young. And I think with Devontae Adams and Nakua, I mean, you know, I know Adams, it's another year, but Colin, you love Nakua. They got 2 tight ends. I
think it's a good team. Here's the thing. Stafford just had the best year of his career, and they did not win the division. And, yeah, they made it to the NFC Championship game, but a game where they pretty much thoroughly got outplayed.
A baby Jared Goff McVay had baby Jared Goff in a Super Bowl before. That's why I just think the Rams have to be somewhere close to 3, 4, or 5.
Right.
Now, if it's not the Rams here, is it Philadelphia?
It was the healthiest season of Stafford in years.
Agreed.
And everything went really much according to plan. You know, Devontae Adams had a couple hamstring injuries, but Nakua was available all over the field consistently. They have young coordinators that had good years. It just, a lot of it worked out for the Rams. And for that, they still went 12-5, did not win the division, and did not get to a Super Bowl. They had a good postseason run. But
all right, if they're not 3, is it the Eagles or is it a team like Jacksonville or Denver?
I don't think Jacksonville, you didn't put Jacksonville yet. I don't think you put any AFC team yet. Would you like Philly next? If we're going to bet right now more wins next year, are you betting Philly or the Rams?
The Rams. I know it's a tougher division. I know
Philly's
you're high
always
on the
good
Niners.
after a bad year. They're always good after a bad year. Keep them that.
Yeah.
So
I still would probably go LA.
All right, I can listen to that.
Let's just do LA 3, and then
I think San Francisco. I think San Francisco is a better team than LA when they're healthy.
And then number 4, I think either if you're down on AFC teams, don't want to throw in a Denver, a Jacksonville. I think we could go Eagles or somewhere in the NFC North, because I think the NFC North are going to have some really solid teams. If either Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit. I know Detroit was down.
Big bounce back year.
I am high on Detroit.
Yep.
So I'll listen to Eagles. I'll listen to the Lions. I'll listen to a mixture of everything here.
And Detroit's going to have a last place schedule too. So they're going to have basically the world in front of them in terms of matchups.
It's either the NFC North team for me or the Eagles.
I would go Eagles personally. I mean, but to me, I like Goff more than I like Hurts. And
Do you? One has a Super Bowl.
I agree. The weird thing is I like Goff in a regular season. Hurts in a big game, I'd probably take Hurts first. But the one thing about the Eagles is they got a better defense, a way better defense. And if anything is tracked, defense and offensive line has proved to be the most stable part of being a great team.
Oh, dude, I love that Philly roster. You don't got to sell me on the roster.
So the roster's there.
Okay, let's go 4 Philly, and then 5. I mean, it sounds like you're okay with Detroit. I would consider
of the 3 NFC North teams, who do you think is in the best position next year to succeed?
The Bears. I'm very Bears, I guess, biased, but I liked what they did. They were an interception from Caleb Williams away from maybe beating the Rams and playing in the NFC Championship game. Now,
you could have said
you're
the
right.
same thing about the Commanders last year.
Correct. But you're right in the sense of the last place schedule. Look what New England was able to do with the last place schedule. I like Ben Johnson and I like Caleb Williams more than I like Quinn and Jaden Daniels. Is that fair?
Not with Williams, but I understand. Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with putting the Bears there, or you put an AFC team here.
Now I think it's either Detroit or Chicago, and I'm fine with putting the Lions here because I like the last place schedule shout. And the Lions have proved that they could be serious contenders. Did they lose to Washington? And should they have won that game?
And they had
yes. They were in the NFC Championship 3 years ago.
The worst injury bug ever. Again,
and
for the second straight year.
And they still won 9 games, and they were very respectable. I like Campbell a lot. I think he needs to get out of his own way with maybe going for it and being very aggressive. But I'm fine with putting Detroit at number 5. All right, that moves us on to number 6.
I think you got to go somewhere in the AFC.
I think it's now. Who are you highest? Listen, I love Buffalo. I think Buffalo's going to be right there in the playoffs and right there to win the division again next year. I think Denver is going to be another solid team next year. I think Jacksonville is going to be another solid team. Now, you want to know the biggest question?
Mention the Super Bowl runner-up.
I didn't. I'd be surprised if they won 9 games next year.
Being a little harsh.
I'd be surprised if they won 9 games next year, and being completely honest with you.
Why?
Because they beat one playoff team in the regular season, and in the playoffs, I just think the AFC, we're not going to go through who they played again because we did that for 2 weeks straight.
The AFC is coming back. Like, I mean, they're playing the AFC
and that's
again.
But I think the Chiefs are going to be better next year. I think the Bills are going to be better next year. I think the Ravens are going to be better than next year.
I would put the Chiefs on this list.
Kyle, I think the Bengals are going to be better than next year. I think Jacksonville, Houston, in that division. Colin, they might not even be in a top 5 for me in the AFC.
It's a little early to say that. Yeah,
Fair.
I understand.
All right. What are we thinking? If you want an AFC team here instead of a Chicago.
Selfishly, I'd put Jacksonville.
No, it's not selfishly at all. I think you're.
Because selfishly, Jacksonville is one of the only teams that didn't lose any of their coaching staff, and they have money, and they got Hunter coming back.
Okay. I'm fine with the Jags here. You know I love Cohen. I wanted Udinsky for the Brown job. He wanted nothing to do with that crap storm. I don't blame him. So let's put Jacksonville at 7 and move on to 6 and move on to 7. Okay. So you could stick with the AFC. You could go with the Denver. You could go with the Buffalo. I'm dying to throw the Bears on this list somewhere. You mentioned you want Kansas City on here.
Eventually. Not here, but later.
I want Bears. I want Bears here. I want Bears at 7. I think they're going to be a
Bears
tough out
above
again.
Detroit. You want? Or do we
no,
already have
Detroit's 5.
Okay,
Detroit's 5.
Yeah, I like that.
I think Bears are 7.
I have no problem with that.
Okay, so we're going to put Chicago at 7.
Bears going to be playing
8.
a tougher schedule. Keep that in mind.
It's fine. I like Ben Johnson. And listen,
I do not like Ben Johnson. It's my least favorite coach in the league.
Well, you don't like the offensive gung-ho.
I like it when it's done in moderation.
He comes from the Dan Campbell coaching tree. If you like Campbell, you like Johnson.
I agree, and I think Campbell has major problems.
All right, 8. You mentioned you want Kansas City. They could be 9 or 10. I think you either have to put. Now, you how high are you on Denver? Let's get that out. Let's get that out of the way. Denver? No? Yes? Maybe?
Fine with Denver. I think it's a good team that will be back. I think they know what they need to improve upon.
I like Peyton. He got Clown of the Year for not taking 3 points. Christian would disagree. That was a bad move by him.
I would put Denver
the
in the realm of regression. Okay. I'd put them in the realm of regression. So I don't like them putting up this high.
Okay. Well, then we have to either insert a Green Bay, a Raven, a Tampa Bay. I could even listen to Kansas City here if you want Kansas City at 8.
Can I sell you on Baltimore?
Yeah, listen. You don't. Baltimore is a great organization.
New taste. They can have a big year.
That division
next year.
stinks.
Yeah, missing the
Can't believe I'm saying
postseason.
that.
Yeah, I like the ball. I like Baltimore there.
Right,
weirdly enough, of the teams with the returning guys, and Baltimore, and then I'd put Buffalo after that.
Okay. And then that's Buffalo, and then for 10, you want Kansas City.
We don't need Kansas City there, but I like. You're gonna doubt Patrick Mahomes after an off year like that, where he's coming off an injury.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm fine with Poogie. I mean, Andy Reid, one more go at it too. He's not going to retire. I'm okay with putting
It's going to be a little last dance.
Good with Kansas City coming in at 10. All right, so once again, Seattle 1, San Francisco 2, the Rams 3, Philly 4, Detroit 5, Jacksonville 6, Chicago 7, Baltimore 8, Buffalo 9, and Kansas City 10. That is our way too early NFL Power Rankings for the 2026 season presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage. Go to GreekMoving.com for more information. That's GreekMoving.com for more information. Spiro and the team got you covered. The official movers, by the way, of the UFC now. Go check them out at GreekMoving.com.
Mike Rizzo, Colin, Russo, Christian Cat. We got Steve Politziner coming up. We got a little 5 at 5. But first things first, start your day with a win at F45. 45-minute functional training in and out. Show up, a bunch of like-minded fitness individuals are there. Loud music, blaring, coaches wanting to get your best out of you. High-intensity interval training, different workout every single day. It's a team environment. If you want to get game ready, strength, endurance, whatever it might be, F45 West Palm Beach delivers. Get your first 3 classes for $30. Go to F45.com/West Palm Beach. F45 West Palm Beach. Team training life changing. 5 and 5. Next, it's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
The James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational returns March 6th through the 8th at the iconic Old Course at Broken Sound in Boca Raton. Watch NFL greats like Calvin Johnson, Lawrence Taylor, and returning champion Tim Brown compete with PGA Champions Tour stars including Ernie Els, Darren Clark, and two-time major champion Zach Johnson, who's making his PGA Champions Tour debut. Tickets start at just $36. Get yours now at jameshardyinvitational.com. This is more than a tournament, it's the home of legends.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Jeff Bowden, Executive Principal and leader of Anshin's Tax Department.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act creates powerful new planning opportunities for high net worth individuals and business owners. The new tax legislation permanently increases the estate and gift tax exemption to $15 million per person, restores full expensing for domestic R&D cost, updates the Opportunity Zone and qualified small business stock provisions, and includes other changes that will impact businesses and individuals. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help clients understand the intricacies of the bill and develop a plan tailored to meet their goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner looking to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Looking for a meaningful way to connect this February? Mental Health America of the Palm Beaches invites you to share the love all month long. Join them for sweet treats and community connection at the Fern Street Clubhouse in West Palm Beach, Friday, February 13th from noon to 2, or the Glades Clubhouse in Belle Glade, Thursday, February 19th from 11 to 1. Support local mental health programs with a pink banana smoothie from the Field of Greens. $1 from every smoothie gives back. Learn more on the Mental Health America of the Palm Beaches Facebook page.
Hey, it's Tina. Okay, let's be real. When you need tires or a battery, you want someone you can actually trust, right? That's why I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been keeping South Florida moving for over 50 years, and they're still family-owned. They've got all the big tire brands, plus batteries for pretty much everything. Their best price out the door guarantee means you know you're getting the best deal. So next time your car needs something, don't stress. Just go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. Trust me, they've got you covered.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
The 5 p.m. hour is presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage, the world's only total relocation company. Local or long distance, they've got you covered.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Colin to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Colin!
Well, we're thinking about who's going to be great next year and who's not going to be great. I mean, if there was a power rankings for NAIA schools in the Sun Conference, I think it'd be Kaiser University at number one in just about every single sport.
Yeah, man, and I imagine a lot of our listeners and viewers right now are not at the age of 16. Just odds are you're probably older, maybe even younger. So your college days are very far in the future, which you should consider Kaiser for your prolonged academic and athletic career, or than your past. Or so you would have thought, because you can get your golf game right with the help of Kaiser University. The Kaiser Golf Center is where I go for my golf lessons. Coach Pete and Coach Evan have revolutionized my game. They've taken it to the next level. Short game, putting, sand out of the bunker. They fixed my driver. My irons are nails. They're miles ahead of where I was this time last year before I worked with the Kaiser Golf Center. KaiserGolfCenter.com. KaiserGolfCenter.com. They're helping out local high school teams in our community with clinics like for Palm Beach Gardens. I saw they're doing that. Their lessons are beginning now, and they will take away the throwaway rounds. The rounds where you say, wait a second, I paid $75 to be angry for 4 hours at this golf course. That's not worth it. What is worth it is to get better, and Kaiser helps you do that. KaiserGolfCenter.com, best coaching, best tools, best facilities in the area.
Let's get bounced around. Let's do a little 5% by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Number 1.
How do you get interested in Pistons Hornets if you're not Colin Russo? Well, they dropped the gloves and they got in a fight. 4 players were tossed in the brawl between the Pistons and the Hornets last night. Stewart, Bridges, Diabate, and Jalen Duren both all ejected when punches were thrown between those two in that altercation. My question for you two is, rank pro sports brawls in terms of how entertaining they are.
Colin, I watched Malice at the Palace live when I was 10 years old with my older brother, Joe. And that was the craziest thing I've ever seen. That really was. Like, I don't think I will ever see anything as crazy as that in a sporting event. Like, obviously, we see great games, great plays by great players, but, like, dude, that was arguably the craziest thing I will ever see in a sporting event. Ron Artest lying on the scorer's table, a phantom beer coming from the stands, and then him running up there. And then you got Captain Jack Steven Jackson right behind him trying to grab him. He gets punched, and then all hell breaks loose after that.
You watched that live? It was in November.
Watch that live. Watch that live.
November 19th, regular season Pistons.
Dude, it was on it was an ESPN game. It was a nationally televised game.
Yeah.
And it all started with Ben Wallace. It all started with Ben Wallace, and Ron, I think he put hands on Artest's throat, and they cleared him away. They had Ron on the scorer's table, and then the phantom beer. The underrated part of that fight was Jermaine O'Neal squaring up with that pudgy Piston fan.
So are basketball fights the best fights in pro sports?
Best athletes,
Give me another fight.
Entertainment value fights.
Give me another fight and another sport that can match the Malice.
Okay, that's a one-off. I'm talking about generalization between all fights in the sport.
The NHL is the most violent, which I think is the best.
They're allowed to actually fight in that.
Which takes away some of the novelty off of it. It's not like, a fight happened in today's game. You expect it when you go to any pro hockey game in a way, no?
There's nothing to watch in a baseball.
And world football, you're going to get a red card. So, you can't do stupid stuff like that or you're going to cause your team to lose a game. And, in world football, you're playing down a man. All right,
Those guys are too soft to fight anyway.
But at the same time, Colin, in the NBA, if someone gets thrown out, you're not playing 4 against 5. You know what I mean?
See, I got you.
You're playing 5v5.
If you throw a punch, you're saying, okay, I'm waving the white flag for the game and losing
basically,
for this team.
And your team, your team, your teammates and your coaching staff is going to be down on you.
Was it Kansas State, Kansas, where a player took a chair and almost WWE style hit a opponent in a fight under the hoop? No, in basketball.
I don't remember this one. Maybe. I don't know. I think basketball fights are the best because the guys are the best athletes. They're 6'8", flying around the court, throwing. Rarely do they really throw punches, but when it gets into it, I do think it's the best because it's the hardest to pull them back. Football Guys are in pads, got other guys in pads with them. NBA guys, Isaiah Stewart is 206 pounds, and he's running full speed down the court from the bench. It's impossible to stop him.
It looked like last night, too, he was just begging for a reason to hit someone, too. You know what I mean?
He's on the bench.
It's like it was like one of those things where the slightest thing was going to make that guy, explode.
Yeah, very good game, too. That game will probably be, if the Hornets play their cards right, that could be a 1-8 series.
Like, guys, I'm trying to think of, like, an insane brawl.
Bro, I love baseball fights.
Okay.
Baseball fights are the best.
I don't. Yeah, it's a lot of barking.
You know what I mean? It's the dog getting out of the fence and squaring up with the other dog and, barking at each other.
Like, who was on the A's that got in the fight with the bench coach for the Astros? That was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
Was it Lazard? No.
Yeah, it wasn't Lazard.
You got the dog from next door running from the bullpen. Like, dude.
Throwing Don Zimmer to the ground.
Pedro. That's a baseball, which is all right,
Whenever they clear the benches just for the point of it, that's a waste of time.
Oh, I love it.
They just clear it for the waste. They clear the dugouts for the
Colin, they're making a statement that crap's not going to happen again.
Yeah, it's a waste of time. Nothing ever happens with that.
That crap's not happening ever again.
That doesn't really happen with basketball. There's like they're talking garbage. They're going back and forth, but very rarely, if guys are coming onto the court and coming onto the field of play to whether pull somebody away, then it's actually like it's getting violent.
Yeah.
So, number 2.
There's some news in the baseball world. This kind of came out of left field, if you ask me. Detroit Tigers signed right-hander Justin Verlander to a 1-year contract, setting him up to play for a 21st season. What was your reaction when you saw that news come down the wire?
There's your retirement tour, right? That's got to be the Kershaw hanging it up year. We'll give him a couple starts, give him 10 starts if he's healthy, 15 starts if he's healthy. Maybe he adds some depth. I mean, can he go the whole year? How much can you rely on him? But I think this is, all right, there's Verlander likely finishing off his career. That would be my perception. Kershaw walked away. Like, that's probably the end of Verlander here pretty soon. I know he's an Iron Man, but that's how he is.
Must be nice when your team, spends money in the offseason. The Tigers signing Framber Valdez, that 3-year, $115.
Tigers that are going to get rid of the best pitcher in baseball because they don't want to pay him?
They're bringing back Verlander. At least they got him for a year. I mean, Christian, my team signed Sean Armstrong, and the worst, I think, catcher that I've ever seen hit the baseball in the history of the sport. I give the Tigers credit. Are they not going to re-sign Skubal? Probably not. But they're going to have him for another year, and in their eyes, in a weak AL, they can maybe, they made the divisional round last year and went to a Game 7 with the Mariners. I actually like what the Tigers are doing, and I'm very upset as a Guardian fan.
Last night, right up the road at the SoFi Center, it's the 5th hole. The Bay versus LA Golf Club step into the tee on a 110-yard par 3 is Neil Shipley, and he did this. It went in.
Is Matt Berry going to say anything?
First hole-in-one in TGL history.
Wow. Does a TGL hole-in-one count the same as a regular tour hole-in-one?
Well, I remember they change up the distances. They change up the obstacles involved. So I would say it's not traditional. It's different. That's probably in its own subcategory. I was waiting for Matt Berry to chime in. I mean,
Is it harder for a real-life hole-in-one or a simulator hole-in-one, Christian?
It's harder for a real-life hole-in-one because you have wind to deal with and different – it doesn't matter. It's a tee box. But
I think it's pretty cool. A hole-in-one's a hole-in-one, brother. I'll take that. I've never had a hole-in-one, Christian. I've played a lot of rounds of golf in my life, and I've never had one. If I got one on a simulator, hell yeah, I'm telling people about it. Hell yeah. You know how advanced technology is? That's what I'm telling people, too.
But if you could choose between the two, you would choose
when I'm out with my mates, you know what I mean? Like, you hear I've been in a group where a hole-in-one has happened. And we heard the flag, and we got really excited, and we went down there, and when we saw the ball in the hole, we went absolutely berserk.
Now, more valid or less valid? A hole-in-one during the par 3 contest during the Masters week or a TGL hole-in-one?
I mean, the Masters week's really cool, too, because, those guys, I'm assuming most of them are retired. Now, there are some PGA players who do it. I understand all that. But, dude, I think there's a lot of pressure on that specifically.
I would agree with
what
that.
the Masters is and the tradition that is there, and that's
But you have a higher likelihood to do that there. You're only teeing off, if you're lucky, on 1 or 2 par 3s in an entire TGL match versus in an 18-hole par 3 course, you're having 18 different chances to nail a hole-in-one.
You're also talking about an entire season versus...
True.
Christian, I love the TGL, but I'm going to have to go with the par 3 here.
Par 3 Augusta.
I have to.
And we're not talking about a par 3 on Augusta National. We're talking about a par 3 contest.
You go legend if you do that, too.
Okay. Colin, valid, invalid hole-in-one?
It's valid. It's different, though. I mean, it's not a traditional hole-in-one because you can't take into account all the effects and the weather and everything like that you talked about.
Yeah, they celebrated it as if it was a hole-in-one on a course, so I can't knock that. And then when I asked them the question, and they asked like it was a foregone conclusion that this one counted as an average one. Okay. And those guys have had a lot more hole-in-ones than I, which is easier than 0. But they all agreed because Shipley had a hole-in-one back in November in an actual tour event, and he said it counts the same. So who am I to deny him of that happiness?
And listen, that technology is probably out the wazoo. That's why I said, I would celebrate it as if it was.
Like you hit a 110-yard shot that had the spin, that would have been real life, and it went in the hole.
Dude, Tiger runs that thing. They got all the money in the world to make that as close as real as possible.
Last night, St. John's got a win over Xavier 87-82 in Madison Square Garden.
Good game.
10th consecutive win.
Very good game. Trey Carroll, FAU alum, was the best player on Xavier that day.
You know who the best coach on the floor was? It's probably Rick Pitino. He passed Roy Williams for the sole possession of 3rd place on D1 coaching wins list. Where does Rick Pitino lie in terms of Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo's greatest college basketball coaches of all time?
All time. The thing is, he has blemishes on his career. He's got a lot of bad scandals.
Who doesn't?
But
what good coach doesn't at this point?
Dusty May.
Dan Hurley.
Fair play.
He's just a jerk.
Fine. But one thing about Pitino is he's had a very strange career. He's sort of ostracized outside of college basketball, had to go to Greece, came back, went to Iona. The Celtics was a complete disaster. They exploded that franchise when he came to the Celtics after the Kentucky championship in '97. I love Pitino. I personally think he's a top 3 coach in the sport today. I would probably do him, Hurley, and Self as it stands right now. Bill Self and Dan Hurley.
About Izzo?
No. Not over Self and Hurley.
A lot of Final Fours for Tom, Kyle.
And not a lot of good Final Fours for
But
Tom.
still.
February.
Final Fours are important. Final Fours are important. That's all I'm saying.
I agree, but Self is more accomplished, better pros, and more consistent teams, and so is and Hurley. I mean, yeah, there's no doubt about it. UConn.
Is this all-time, Christian, or in the sport right now?
All time.
He's a top 10 or 12 college coach.
I would even, it's tough. I'll say top 5 because he's a Paisan and I like to have his back. I know the whole, the whole Louisville thing.
All right, fine. Let's play this out. Is he better than John Wooden?
No.
Is he better than Dean Smith? The answer is no. Is he better than Mike Krzyzewski?
In the realm, but no.
Of Krzyzewski?
In the realm, but no.
He's not. Is he better than Roy Williams?
Got more wins.
I think so.
I don't think he is.
I think so.
I think that's incorrect.
Okay, that's fine. I think
Harder
he got
to
more
win
wins. He has national titles. He's won multiple places, right?
Why hasn't he gotten an upgrade from St. John's?
Because
he
loves
John's.
it.
There's
He
no problem
loves
with St. John's because he's got the vitamin water guy as his NIL donor. He doesn't have to worry about money. And he lives in New York City.
Do you count the Louisville title, even though
I
did
do,
they
yeah.
vacate?
Yeah,
okay.
I
All right,
count
so
that.
Louisville, Kentucky. He's won multiple places.
I agree.
I don't know.
Not a lot of guys can say that. But top 10 or 12 for me. Top 10 or 12.
I'd still stick with top 5.
I'd put 2 UConn coaches before I go Pitino.
Gino?
Hey, fine. Yeah, if you want 3.
No,
I think Calhoun's a better coach than he is.
I would disagree.
Let's stay in the college athletics Florida State just got a massive commit on the golf course.
Oh.
Charlie Woods has committed to Florida State University to play college golf there. He's following Miles Russell, who's really good, and, of course, Luke Lanton, who we talked about a little bit earlier on in the show. How much would you expect Charlie Woods, Tiger Woods' son, NIL yearly salary to be? I don't have the answer. I just want to hear your guys' ballpark.
Now, quickly.
He's not going for the money.
Can Tiger pay for the buyout of Mike Norvell?
And I'll tell you this. FSU's going to call him, and he's going to tell them to kick rocks.
Yeah, he will. He will.
He's going to build them a golf facility, and that is it. He is not touching the football program.
That was more of a joke.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
Kyle,
they're going to ask him, though.
Oh,
they're gonna
yeah,
ask
for
him.
sure. I would, probably a couple million a year. He doesn't need money. Like, here's the thing. Like, what? You think Tiger's not giving Charlie some spending cash? Like, it's like LeBron. It's like Bronny at USC. What was Bronny making at USC? Probably a couple million, right? Like one or two.
How do you even
one
recruit?
or two?
I think
one
the
or
only
2
way
million.
you recruit guys like that is via opportunity, and if Tiger is in on it, and you like the colors, that's my interpretation.
But like Charlie, I don't think needing money. Like,
you don't need money.
Yeah,
it's about opportunity.
I would agree. If I had to put a stake on it, probably $1 million or $2 million.
Where would I play in the biggest tournaments the earliest? That is probably what he is being sold on, if I had to guess, so I'm not sure. But I would say if they did have to throw him money, probably threw him $500,000 just to get, here's your spending money. It's plenty of money for Tiger.
On top of what Dad's giving.
Right.
We're going to see Charlie and Tiger play in a Masters together eventually, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Tiger will come back for it. That's what will happen.
Can I ask?
You saw Freddie Couples play in last
Christian,
year.
can I ask
Tiger wanted random year. I'll play. Why not?
I'm not versed in how good Charlie is. We saw, the expectation with Bronny was astronomical. I don't want to do the same thing with Charlie.
Well, down
is
the
Charlie
road,
good enough to be in the PGA, I guess is my question.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, it's hard to make that assessment right now.
It's a tough sport, too,
At this stage in his golf career,
he's on track. He's on track to be a pro.
He can't get complacent because then he'll just stay a really good golfer.
He won't.
He's winning the state championship with Benjamin up the road.
You answered my question. I just, I don't want to put an unfair expectation on the young man like many did with Bronny James.
No, I do. Charlie, you better be competing in majors because we want to get that father-son pick immediately.
I just want another Woods, winning majors.
That's not going to happen.
I loved Tiger.
We're going to see Tiger win the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. That's what we're going to see.
Yeah, I think the majors.
But what I'm saying is I want to see Charlie win majors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I loved golf the most when Tiger was wearing his Sunday red and you knew no one was going to beat him.
Take a timeout. That was the 5 and 5 Flagler Credit Union. That's Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Mike Rizzo here. Moving soon? Trust the pros who move the pros. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage have you covered. They've been trusted by families, businesses, and they're now the official movers of the UFC. Call the world's only total relocation company.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, and I'm here to talk about printing. Banyan Printing and Signs is ESPN West Palm's official print partner, and they are nothing short of amazing. Their quality is top-notch, their turnaround time is quick, and their team is helpful, which makes a huge difference. For over 10 years, ESPN West Palm has trusted Banyan Printing with our brand, so if you're looking for a printing partner, they are the best. You can find them online at banyanonline.com or give them a call at 561-586-6220.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill.
This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
At HSS, movement is their specialty. Their team of experts provide personalized treatment options backed by over 160 years of orthopedic expertise. Whether you need advanced non-surgical solutions, surgical care, or comprehensive rehabilitation, HSS Florida delivers the exceptional quality care you expect from HSS, the nation's #1 in orthopedics. With 3 locations in West Palm Beach, Wellington, and now Jupiter, expert care has never been closer to home. Choose better, move better. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
The Delray Beach Open, the ultimate tennis party, is back just south of here. Don't miss today's top professional stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach, which is starting here in just a few days, February 13th through the 22nd. It is 10 days of 140-mile-an-hour aces, parties, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court, snap pics, and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches where champions play and fans party. Tickets are on sale now, DelrayBeachOpen.com. That's DelrayBeachOpen.com. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. He was in San Francisco for the Super Bowl. He was actually in the building for the game itself. He is our president of Good Karma Brands, the Palm Beach Sports Commission Hall of Famer, the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association Vice President. It is Steve Pollard Sr. Steve, how are you? What's going on?
Good day, gentlemen. How are you?
Wonderful. How was the Super Bowl? Give us a feel of the week leading up to it in San Francisco and the game itself.
I thought the city did a really good job. You know, when you're in these big cities, obviously it doesn't take the whole city over. Like when it was in New York, you know, and it's like these huge cities, it doesn't take everything over. So you can't expect that. But for those that were there for the Super Bowl, the activity was, you know, I thought was awesome. The NFL experience was great, packed, tons of locals there, you know, taking it in. So I think that's where the NFL really does a good job making. You don't have to be in the game to experience the NFL coming to your town, and so I thought that was great. Look, we didn't get the greatest game, you know, of all time. We didn't get a game that had, you know, offensive, you know, juggernaut. I was praying, I was hoping, just for the game's sake, that late in the game, I feel like I was the only person in my area that was like, all right, guys, the Pats score here. And I wasn't rooting for the Pats, but I was rooting for a good game. Like, the Pats score, it could be still a one-score game. We can get this to a one-score game at the very end. But it felt like no one was into that, including the Patriots.
Yeah, Steve, it was, I'm going to be completely honest, one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever seen. But my question, partner, the halftime show, Colin and I both agreed it was great choreography. It was well produced. How did it look in person for you?
It was fun. First of all, watching the setup of that show, you know, having been to many Super Bowls, you know, they're usually rolling out the stage and all the fans come rushing in so they can re-simulate a concert. You know, the fans that are volunteers to be a part of the Super Bowl halftime show. This thing, there's trees that are walking and elaborate foliage is coming out there and sets. And then we started to pick off some of the celebrities, you know, that were there because like that were in the scene in the downstairs when he crashed through. We could see them coming out. I love that. And I thought the energy, I will tell you, I love the energy in the building for halftime was really good. I thought the energy in the building for, first of all, you know, Seahawks fans are loud. Seahawks fans are standing up. Then when the streaker came out, that seemed to be a little bump for the Patriots somehow. They completed their 2 longest passes right after the streaker. You know, I don't know if you know this. A second streaker was apprehended, like he couldn't even get on the field. The first guy got out, and then another guy came right behind him, and it happened to be right in front of where we were sitting, and he got drilled right away and got tackled by like 15 people. So I was watching that while watching the other guy make some really good runs. The Patriots could have used him on the first streaker. That guy ran like 60 yards untouched.
What did Tirico call him? He called him something on the broadcast. I was dying laughing.
Yeah, they didn't show obviously, they don't want to publicize it. They don't want to copycat.
What did he call him, a scientist? Like, he said something funny on the air. just to like poke fun at him. Yeah, Steve, we didn't see any of that, so I appreciate you painting
they don't
the
show
picture.
it on the broadcast. Steve, did you like how the game started in during the daytime, 3:30?
Yeah, in SF, I'm telling you, before the game, guys, you're wearing a couple layers because you know how it is in California. It's hot, and then it gets cold. You're wearing a couple layers, and all the talk at the tailgate before, why did I wear this sweatshirt and this shirt under? What am I going to do with this jacket? It's like 73 degrees, felt even hotter in the sun. And then right after the game starts, right, as the sun starts to drop, 4 o'clock, 4:30 behind the stadium, it's whipping around there. The flags were whipping. The goalposts were whipping. You could have made a case for Myers as the MVP. Now, I know his
the wind was that bad.
But the wind was whipping around a little bit that I thought maybe could have validated a little bit more. But I think they did the right thing with Walker, and it was just dominant, just complete dominance by Seattle.
You thought they should have given Myers the MVP? I was firmly in that discussion. I thought that Jason Myers outscored the Patriots himself, and I thought that would have been a fun change of pace for the first time having 5 field goals in a game. I would have been pro Jason Myers 100%.
Steve, too embarrassing for the league if that was the thing, but I agree with Colin.
Specifically, look, there's validation. That was the most points a place kicker's ever scored in a game. He was flawless. It was windy, and it's not his fault that he didn't have to make 55-yarders, right? But I agree there with Colin. I think it would have been kind of like the ultimate when we're looking back at this game. We're like, is that the game? Was that terrible Super Bowl where the kicker got the MVP? I think it almost would have been fitting for this game, but not necessary.
No.
And Walker ripped off some great runs. And Walker's a great story, too. He did fought injuries. Charbonnet, we had to come up. Charbonnet got hurt again. They go back to Walker, and he's almost he's pretty underrated, I think. And I say that because I've had him on my fantasy team, too, the last 3 years.
Now, Steve, more Pat fans or Seattle fans?
Seattle's so much louder.
Okay.
So much louder. Yeah, there were more Seattle fans, and they were louder. It was much easier for them to get there.
Right.
I don't even know if Pats fans had this in the budget, for this year, because this just came out of nowhere. And yeah, I think there was more. Now, quick little story. So at halftime, this guy, my son was with me, and he's wearing a Jackson Dart jersey. And this guy says he's wearing a Patriots jersey. And the guy goes, excuse me, like to the kid. He goes, excuse me. I don't think the Giants are playing in this game. So my son didn't know what to say. So I said, well, I think they've scored as many points as the Patriots have scored. So they're back.
Jeez.
Steve's looking around for high fives in the stands after that.
Steve, they got one. To his credit, Steve, Uncle Steve, hang on. Uncle Steve, you saw one first down for 3.5 quarters by the Patriots offense. I don't blame you at all.
Yeah. In fact, May was terrible, but he had no time on the line. After that fumble, and it was like getting kind of raw out, and they really where it felt like the ball was sitting there for like 7 minutes in the third. That was in the third quarter, I think.
Right.
I was like, this guy's done. He just wants the game to be over. I'll give him credit. He came back with the two long passes, but they couldn't muster anything. It was like, they say to Seattle like the 12th man. It's like they had 15 people on defense.
Yeah, and Steve, at the Super Bowl, being there throughout the week, such as yourself, and being in all these places, it really is a who's who. And you just sort of keep your eyes peeled because you'll walk by a Hall of Famer, and then you'll walk by a politician. You'll walk by all these people. Who's somebody that you ran into that you were surprised you got a couple minutes with, got to chat with, that is worth mentioning?
You might like this one, Colin, because you're a baseball guy. But the Mariners were sort of like around where we were, and so got a lot of time, a decent amount of time with Cal Raleigh.
Oh yeah,
what a nice guy. I'll even tie Cleveland in here. Wasn't Josh Naylor part of the Guardians at one point?
Yep,
he was.
He
was.
He was there. We got to visit with him and Brian Wu. So we ended up hanging out with some Mariners, and they were all really, really nice guys.
Did you see George Kirby?
Yeah.
No, didn't get any Kirby time.
That's
our guy.
Colin is childhood friends with George Kirby.
That's certainly a way to put it. He's childhood friends with my cousins. Thank you. But George Kirby's our guy. Okay, wow. So Steve and the Mariners. How about that? So Steve and Cal Raleigh hanging out.
We have a teammate who's who's on the Mariners, the great Andrew Kisner. So, we're all in on the Mariners.
Wow.
We have a teammate's husband who's on the Mariners now.
Nice.
Steve, NBA teams are tanking. The Jazz are not playing their starters for the fourth quarter. Is that a problem
And
to
they
you?
still beat the Heat.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a league.
Bryce Sensabaugh.
Uncle Steve, it's a league problem, though. This can't keep up.
Does Adam Silver get involved here, or do they let this pass?
I always go back to fans here in that the guy who paid, it's like my problem with the resting also. Like with the person who paid for their kid to be able to go and see that player the one time, I don't think you should be able to do any of it. You should have to play your starters. You should have to play if you're healthy. You shouldn't be faking it. Like Charles Barkley has talked about this. Like they don't play every day. They have days off. I know it's pounding on their body that very few people can relate to, but it absolutely undermines your core, which are your fans. You shouldn't be doing it. You want to limit some minutes a little bit here and there, but you can't be sitting your starters. Now the Jazz can be like, well, what do you mean? I saw a better combo. We won, but we know people are starting to do this. I can't stand it.
Yeah, and Bam Adebayo was asked about it post-game, and he goes, we got to win games where the other team is actively trying to lose. Steve Politzino with us. Steve, what's going on with Duffy's?
Well, you know what? The Super Bowl has come and gone, but you know what hasn't? Duffy's Sports Grill. Once again, voted where are we going here? Once again voted your number one sports grill. You got the award-winning wings with the 17 different flavors to choose from, the 2-for-1 drinks all day, game day buckets no matter what the game is, and of course your favorite team in whatever sport you're doing on 80 big screen TVs, because now it's going to roll into college basketball. You got the golf on. You have so many now we start to move into that next season. Baseball's not far away. World Baseball Classic's not far away. So you can just move on from your sport, but you don't have to move on to your location. Visit Duffy's, where our grill is always our game is always on. I'm saying our grill.
Close enough.
Because I'm doing this off memory.
Yeah, Steve, get the honey garlic chicken sandwich and thank me later.
Oh, you know what? That's a good call.
It's Steve. It's the buffalo chicken sandwich, but you could get honey garlic sauce on it instead. Cider ranch and French fries. Fantastic.
Great reco. The Riz. Maybe we'll get that on the menu.
Reco.
Nice, Steve. We'll talk soon, okay?
Thanks, Uncle Steve.
Hi, guys. Thank you, guys.
Steve Politzino, the Good Colin Brands president of Palm Beach Sports Commission, Hall of Fame. Appreciate his time, as always. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
burgers, and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
The countdown is on to Palm Beach's PGA Tour event. The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches returns to PGA National Resort and Spa to kick off the Florida Swing February 25th through March 1st. Secure your spot to watch the pros take on one of golf's toughest stretches of holes at the iconic Bear Trap, while enjoying plenty of fan activities, local bites, drinks, and more. Tickets are on sale now at thecognizantclassic.com. Don't forget, 2 kids get in free with each ticketed adult.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. If you were in San Francisco for the Super Bowl, so all those legends all throughout, oh my God, I can't get a second to say hello to Lawrence Taylor or Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith or whatever it might be. You wait a little bit. You wait till they're down here at Broken Sound for the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. You might get your chance to say hello.
Dude, it's awesome. Like, all of these signing shows or these autograph shows, they pale in comparison when it comes to the star power from the NFL. That's going to be the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. It's March 6th through the 8th at the iconic Old Course at Broken Sound in Boca Raton. Let me repeat the title for you. James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. So the guys that are enshrined in Canton are going to be there. We're talking Calvin Johnson, Lawrence Taylor. We're talking the golf greats that are on the PGA Tour Champions side. You've got Zach Johnson making his PGA Tour Champions debut. Ernie Els, Darren Clark. It's one of the most unique events in sports where the football legends compete on the golf course alongside golf's greatest players. Fans can enjoy 3 days of championship golf, unforgettable pairings, and incredible access. Keyword, access. You're going to be right next to those guys. Tickets are starting at just $36 a day. More than just a tournament, it's the home of legends. Tickets is the important part. That's JamesHardyInvitational.com. $36 per day is where they start at. James, H-A-R-D-I-E, Invitational.com. You got to be there because we will be too.
Did you see this guy at the Olympics who is a Norwegian? J.H. Kleibo, I'm butchering the name. He did a sub 6-minute mile uphill with skis on his feet.
Is that an actual competition or is this for fun?
Yeah, he was racing people. This guy was running 11, 12 miles an hour up a hill, an incline, with skis on his feet. He had ski poles, but ran a mile and did it in sub 6 minutes. I don't think
so he's running with his upper body, right? Because like the skis are designed to go downhill and slide.
Like, as the skier of the bunch, I can't tell you how hard that is.
He is running.
But it's all shoulders, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, I feel
that's
like
part of it, keeping your balance, but also he is using those legs. He's going uphill.
Yeah, you're going uphill and you're running in skis. I know you guys probably have never attempted.
I have, and it's hard to move.
It's insanity.
I've never skied in my life. What are the Olympics events that you guys actually like?
Whatever this is, I'm in on this.
That looks like that's a good 12-second clip. I'm not watching the full 6 minutes of that.
It's the most impressive thing that'll come from this Olympics.
I will not watch 6 minutes.
A sub 6 minute mile uphill on skis. The fact that was done by anybody is as impressive as of an athletic achievement as there will be in this entire Olympics. Oh my gosh, I can't get over that.
Christian, what's your mile time?
My fastest if I haul, I can maybe do sub 6 myself.
Christian, my
I
fastest
can maybe
ever.
do sub 6 myself, and that's on flat ground.
Fastest mile ever was 7:50, and I was ready to die after.
I can
ready
maybe.
to die.
I can maybe.
And this was 20 pounds ago. Okay, I'm not overweight by any means, but this was when I was playing basketball every day. 7:50. You asked. I mean, slope style skiing, Christian, downhill skiing. I'm all about the skiing and the snowboarding.
Yeah, they got to add like bear wrestling or something to the Olympics for me to get a little more involved. I want to see man versus beast.
Or alligator wrestling in the Summer Olympics, which is what you wanted me to do.
If you can sportify that, somehow have points for takedowns, I'm in.
There's a better chance of me going to the moon than running uphill on skis in sub 6 minutes in a mile.
Schifrin missed the podium. We got burned there.
Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat, Russo and Rizzo. See you next time on ESPN 106.3.